What up? This is Robert Ory.
Ory, three-pointer. Buries it.
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Ory for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Ory from downtown.
Better late than never. Some weeks go that way. It's the Big Shot Bob podcast. That's B-Dog Brandon Harper. My name's Rob Jenners. That is seven-time NBA champion Robert Ory. A weird week for us, man. Weird week. I had stuff going on all day Tuesday at the house, and we were all set to do the show yesterday, and I was like, I was coming in hot, picking my kid up from dance camp, and I'm like, I'm coming in hot. And then Harper was just getting to the radio station, and then Rob's like, yeah, I got canceled. I was like, oh, shit.
I'm sitting at home, and all of a sudden, wife has a blowout. Oh, crap.
Where was she? What happened?
She was just on the freeway coming home. She'd just been running some errands, and a car swerved in front of her, and of course, she couldn't swerve, and it was this piece of like metal and so it took a chunk out of her tire.
Oh.
And so she's pulled over into a parking lot, and BMW assist came to get her, but she was like, I don't want to ride with them. I come get you. So I said, I come get you.
Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah, you got to put that stuff first, man.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't
want my wife riding with some stranger. They might steal it from me, and then I'd be alone and sitting in my house crying in a corner somewhere.
Okay. So what was the negative in this situation? I guess the crying part? Yeah, I don't know. So yeah.
In the corner?
In the whole alone thing worked for me though. I would
just have to move to Atlanta and live in your basement in your man cave.
Yeah, dude, trust me, I'm trying to get somebody out of my basement right now. If you want to come take over, it's all yours, man. It's all yours. You can at least pay some bills, for Christ's sake. Well, anyway, enough about all our personal nonsense. Man, we've had a week. We have had a week.
Hey, hold on. You notice how Harper said, "You come stay with me."
Oh no.
I ain't got no room for you, big dog.
Plus, you got to get that damn yippy dog, man. You got the yippy dog. Yeah. Oh yeah, you got to bring the dogs with you. Forget it. Oh yeah. No. Oh what?
Ain't no dogs travel with me.
Oh, the dogs don't travel. Dogs stay home. Gotcha.
Hey, no.
Okay. We've had a week. Yes. Man. I do want to start with the post-credit scene from last week's show, because I want to say it was like within probably a good hour before the show goes up, packing up my stuff to go home. Harp walks into my studio. He's like, yeah, Kawhi just bowed out of the Olympics.
That was weird, man.
We were just talking about it. I'm like, how could he possibly play? If he's not healthy to play in the postseason, how are you going to put him in the Olympics? So Kawhi bows out. Derek White gets the spot on the team, which makes sense. And I think the other part of that too is there was, and Brandon and I were talking about it, was like the stuff that Jaylen Brown was posting.
Yeah.
Kind of after the fact. The wide open eyes emoji and all that stuff. It was like very cryptic. But it gave you the idea that like they didn't ask him. Which I feel like if it's Jaylen Brown and Derek White, there's no disrespect to Derek White. I feel like Jaylen probably deserves it, right?
Yeah.
After the postseason he had?
This is the MVP. And I mentioned it before. There's never probably been an MVP of a finals that wasn't on an Olympic team, man. And so, it's just difficult. This goes to show you that, the power of certain people. You think about MJ keeping Zeke off. Now you think about Nike keeping Jaylen Brown off. So it's the power that people have.
Well, that's basically what it comes down to is the powers that be. Nike pretty much runs Team USA. Got the check on their jersey. And we know the comments that Jaylen Brown and guys like Kawhi have made about Nike over the years. And it just didn't sit right with Nike. To have those comments be made and then to have you on the USA team, it's a political thing.
I get it. I mean, I get it, but
Derek White is not. No disrespect to Derek White.
He ain't Jaylen Brown.
Right, on his own team. he is the fifth option.
Yeah. But it's almost like a good reason for, like, if I'm coach, I don't want Jaylen Brown on the team. And not because of his talent. Now it's just one less person I gotta play.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
I'm looking at Derek White. Man, you're not better than these other 12 guys.
You can come off the bench. I got no problems with this.
Be my last option to come in the game. So that's just one less person you have to worry about in the rotation. So you have to look at it like that, man.
I like that approach. It's good. And by the way, the powers that be that got Kawhi Leonard off that team is named Steve Ballmer. Because there is no way in hell the Clippers looked at that and were like, wait a minute. You're going to miss postseason. We just lost Paul George. You're going to get healthy. You're not going to Paris. No. You're going to rest. You're going to rehab. You're going to work out. But you are not going to go to Paris. Try and come off the bench against Jokic and Serbia, who, by the way, is in the Olympics. I didn't realize. We were talking about it last week. We didn't know if he was playing. Oh, he playing.
Yeah. They got smoked the other day, though.
Yeah, they did. They sure did.
Yeah, they got smoked.
But, I mean, those guys are out there. So it's, again, I think you get in this. You look back at, like, the old Dream Team, 92 is always the one, obviously, because that was the Dream Team. And it's always from then forward been this idea that, well, the USA is just going to cruise. They're going to cruise. But now the NBA is full of so many international players that it's like, that's not a foregone conclusion anymore. So guys like Kawhi Leonard, you're going to sit on the team that cruises. Oh, yeah, no, it's going to be a piece of cake. I'll throw a few lobs. I'll hit a few threes. It'll be – no, you got to get out there and compete. Like, half the other league is out there trying to get you.
Yeah.
So
it's just so weird because you watch this team, and as I watch this team, I'm trying to figure out who's the best player on this team. And in my eyes so far, it's been AD and Steph. AD, Steph, and LeBron. They've been simply amazing. Everybody else, you can tell the guys who don't play with other elite players, they don't know how to play with elite players. I love Devin Booker, and of course he plays with elite players on the team. He looks kind of lost out there with those guys. It's like, I'm like, this ain't the Devin Booker I know. It's almost seems like he's on reserve mode, like cruising, going through the motions. And then Embiid just looks slow, like he should go home. Like he's almost in the way. I know he starts, but he doesn't look the same. But LeBron, AD, Steph, of course, Ant-Man, these four guys have looked the best to me.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's fun to watch Steph and LeBron run the floor.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun.
Yeah, that is fun. But I will say this. There's another guy you're leaving out, Ant-Man. Anthony Edwards.
He mentioned
you did?
Yeah, he mentioned
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, Anthony's been playing real well.
It's been really, especially AD and Ant-Man.
I'm sorry. And Bam. Throw Bam in there.
Bam's been playing pretty well too, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He got LeBron all revved up.
But I remember saying this from the jump when it comes to, obviously you're going to see different starting lineups depending on the country that you're playing. You're having AD out there at the 5, I thought was in a sense better for this team than Joel, because this team's going to want to run. They're going to want to get up and down the floor. And I think AD is just much more, he's better for that type of up and down transition type of thing than Joel Embiid is. This is nothing against Joel. AD is just more athletic. And I'm not losing. I think he's more gifted offensively. And you don't lose anything defensively with AD on the floor. Matter of fact, you may gain more defensively with AD on the floor. So I've always thought that when AD was on this team, he really should be, if you're going to start a guy, he should be your starting 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's been working. Plus, to Rob's note, Joel looks like he's moving a little slow. And I don't know if that's injury. I don't know if that's fatigue. I don't know. But it like you said, Harp, I think AD's just helping move that transition game a little better.
Yeah.
So
it's not it. Also, Drew Holiday's been playing pretty good too. Yeah.
Oh, that defense, absolutely.
Yeah, defense.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, you would expect this roster to play to that level and then some.
Yeah.
And I feel like we could say all we want about who's playing well and who isn't. If you're on this team, better should be playing well. That's it. This is the national stage.
They're playing
man.
well. They're just not playing as good as those other guys in my eyes. But if you think about it, we talk about all the guys, international players we have. there's only one stacked international team outside of the U.S. That's Canada.
Yeah.
Nobody else is really stacked.
No, you got like a little smattering of guys from the NBA.
Yeah, one here, one there. Even though everybody was like, "Oh, Serbia was was down," they had them down 11-1 over them. Like, it was just warming up, man. I'm like, eventually, by the time that third and fourth quarter roll out, because you only gonna be playing like 6 or 7 guys from a foreign country. U.S. gonna be sit there and like second half, they're just gonna run the score up on you because they got more players, they got better athletes.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
So this is probably one of the best teams we've had in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. It could. I'm anxious to see how it plays out. I mean, like I said, I've had a lot of fun watching Steph and LeBron run up and down that floor together. That's just been. You could see two guys who are arguably the best, two of the best that have ever been out there, just having fun, just having fun with each other.
And also it's funny because you know how guys, they have tendencies. They do what they do on their team, so it carries over. It was one play where Steph did his little thing and ran and was wide open, but the ball was in Tatum's hand. Tatum was doing this and Steph was like, "I'm open. I'm open."
What are you doing?
And what are you doing? I'm like, I'm a leading scorer right now. I'm hot. And he straight just went to work and missed the shot. And Steph like, "Oh, I forgot. This is not my team."
Right, exactly right. And that's the other part of the dynamic, right? Is you got to figure out how guys play off each other. Because these are guys you never play with. And everybody's ball dominant to the extent that they are the star on their team.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's weird, man. It's a weird dynamic. I imagine it probably takes a little more time to get used to than other situations, but
look for the hot man, give it up, play basketball.
well, right, but how often do they have to be the guy who just, all right, on my shoulders, let's ride? Happens a lot. All right, I did want to bring this up. I have a lot on the sheet about this. I don't need to necessarily go through everything I wrote down. This was like thought vomit, but Bronny, just the situation with Bronny. Now, he played pretty well last night when he scored 12 last night.
Yeah, I think it was his summer league high.
Yeah, 12 points against the Hawks last night.
And finally made a 3.
Made a couple
that's
of
right. Yeah. But through the first 4 games prior to that, just hasn't looked great. It hasn't been good. Hasn't worked out well. A lot of people are obviously seizing on this because it plays to their story, right? LeBron got his kid drafted, and now the kid's not good enough to be on a roster. So we mentioned Jaylen Brown's name. Jaylen Brown, that video of him at the Summer League game, Lakers-Celtics, saying to Angel and I forget who else he was with.
His girlfriend.
Oh, yeah, that's right, his girlfriend. Quote, "I don't think Bronny's a pro." Now, there's no audio here. You're doing some interpretive lip reading from Jaylen Brown, but it's pretty clear. You can see what he says. The girlfriend goes, I think he'll be on a G League team for sure. Jaylen comes back, I don't think so. I think because of his name, he'll be on the Lakers. So you've got a professional kind of caught on camera being honest. What he thinks is honesty. And then he comes back on Twitter, realizing he's been kind of caught in the crosshairs a little here. And this was the retweet. Quote, "It's a flex to have your son alongside you in the NBA. It reflects greatness and longevity. Bronny has all the tools around him to be successful, and I look forward to watching his growth." So you get a little bit of an apology from Jaylen Brown, but I think you're getting an apology to LeBron James, not to Bronny. That feels like he's apologizing to LeBron, doesn't it?
I don't feel like it's an apology at all.
Right, but I feel like it's 100% directed at LeBron. It has very little to do with Bronny.
To me, when I read that, he's like saying, basically, he don't give a shit. It's like he ain't a pro. It's like he's just on the league because his dad, and that's what it comes across as me. Was what he's saying. It's like a flex. I mean, his dad used his muscle to get his son on the team. He's not going to G League because his dad. And so, end of story. And it's not an apology. It's just him, because we all know how smart he is. He just restructured the wording to say the same thing he got caught saying.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I'm gonna need any athlete, anybody connected to the NBA when you're somewhere and you're sitting courtside, cover your mouth. whenever you talk because
Now all of a sudden they're
cameras
the play callers from the NFL where they do half the game like this behind a piece of paper.
because this whole thing is now getting ridiculous because not only did somebody take this and post it and now people are reading your lips. From what I saw, that this was posted by a Boston media outlet. They posted this. Now, this doesn't hurt them. And obviously, Jaylen is there courtside with this girl and with Angel Reese. But they put that out there for people to interpret whatever they wanted to interpret. You got to cover your mouth now because you can't say anything. While you're courtside and you're somebody of notoriety, you can't say anything. So please cover your mouth because cameras are rolling. Everybody sees everything and everybody's trying to make out everything that you're saying. It's crazy nowadays. So just if you're gonna talk to the person next to you, cover your mouth. Unfortunately.
Or be like Malone and don't give a shit. Just say what the hell you want to say and then live with the consequences.
That's true. But my thing is now with them reading his lips, then you got to go back on Twitter. It's a flex to have your son, blah, blah. Like, man, I ain't trying to go through all that. If he feels as though Bronny is
it's funny. You know how many times we sit here and I talk about players and say, oh, he was terrible tonight. And then we let it go because this is Bronny and he's been scrutinized by a zillion people and he's LeBron. We have to go back on it. It's like, stand by your words. Like he's not having a good summer league. Let's be honest. And that's not saying anything bad about it. Hell. You can look at the numbers and see that. And so for me, that's just one man's opinion saying I don't think he's a pro. And we shouldn't give a damn. It's his opinion. And that would make America so great that we can all have our opinions and we move on. So
I think too we are. So we've talked about I don't want to go down the avenue of beating this to death with Bronny because I feel like we've talked about this a lot, but it's all about the name on the back of the jersey. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's a 55th pick in the draft. This is not a top 10 pick. He's not a first rounder. It is what it is. Like, what do you expect from and he probably went higher because he's LeBron James Jr. than he probably should have gone in the draft. So you imagine a player like that falling to the bottom side of the draft. That's what you probably expect from that kind of a player in a summer league setting. So, like, the bar is only high because of the media bias around it, he's LeBron's kid. And by the way, not fair to him. Like, I feel like his dad should have just tried to stay out of it as best he could. I feel like LeBron was like, this is big for our family, for you and I to play together, and put him in a situation. I feel like that's probably going to end up hurting the kid.
I think at the end of the day, we have to realize in this day and age, most of the second rounders are project players. You might get a couple you find here and there. So the first thing you hear about when coaches talk about second round, the potential to be good, the potential to be great. And that's how we have to think about it. Right now, they're potentially waiting on him to be good, potentially waiting on him to be great. And so don't have great expectations out of someone who's potentially working on
We
his
don't
skill
see
set
any
to
of
be
that,
good.
though. There is no potential because his last name is James.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, we've all talked about why he's drafted, why he'll potentially be on the roster, why, even if he is in the G League, why he probably won't be down there long. Either way, I'm the type person where I look at it. There are a lot of other people in sports who are where they are because of their father's name, because of their family name, whether they deserve it or not. I'm one of the people who do not care or who does not mind that Bronny James has an opportunity to be in the NBA, to be drafted, and to play for the same team that his dad plays for. I have absolutely no issue and no problem. Now, he's got to earn his keep, and we'll see if he can earn his keep. But for everyone saying, look, he's there, yes, because of his father. But I can say that about a lot of other people. Jeannie Buss is where she is because of Dr. Buss.
And the funny part is, it's like that in the whole entire world. Half the time, it's not what you know. Most of the time, it's what
who you know.
Oh, it's always. That's the first thing my stepdad taught me. It's not about what you know. It's always about who you know.
Yeah.
Like
especially
everybody
in sports.
Yeah,
Like-
and we just were talking about that before the show started. It's about who you never know who someone knows, so it's best to be good to everybody you meet.
Yeah, and favor ain't always fair. You know, everybody can't be a James.
No.
But the thing is, even though he is in the NBA, he was, because of his last name, he was able to get in. His last name it's not going to keep him there.
True.
His game is going to have to keep him there.
That's true.
Right.
But
that's where the work's coming in.
I think where everybody's getting wound up is if you change his name to Bob Jones, he ain't making the roster.
If you
He's not performing at a level that would be acceptable to put on a Lakers roster.
and if my aunt had a mustache, she'd be my uncle.
Right. But, okay, hold on a minute, though.
First of all, my aunt has a mustache anyway.
Everybody's aunt had a mustache. Okay, so hold on a minute. Everybody's aunt had a mustache. If you were an Italian family like mine, grandmas had mustaches too. Okay, so they were all in there. But
All I'm saying,
right. But it doesn't negate the fact that if he's not LeBron James Jr., he's not on the roster.
okay, if Jeannie Buss isn't Jeannie Buss, is she the owner of the Lakers?
Probably not.
Well, that's a little. To me, that's like a different. That's a different.
Well, because it was handed down. It was an inheritance. It's something her dad built, and he's there because of what his dad did. I get it. There are similar lines here, but I think the point is his name is going to get him on the team, and then to your point, it's up to him to do something to show people that he deserves what he's getting. And thus far, I think the knock has been he's not. Last night, okay, you had a good performance last night. I'm happy for you. No one's wishing him ill. I just think people look at him and go, he got, what, a 4-year, $9 million deal or something like that? Didn't he get
fully guaranteed deal?
Right, fully guaranteed money.
It's fully guaranteed?
Yes.
I think it's fully guaranteed.
If not fully, then partially. There's a fat chunk of guaranteed money in that deal. In his rookie deal, 4 years for what he signed. Because what he's doing now is not indicative of a player you would sign to that contract their rookie season. It's just not.
You're right. You are right. And look, I always say this. I don't hate on him for what he's being able to get because of his last name. But like I said, whatever he earns or he does not earn is up to him moving forward, because he can get this contract. He could be drafted 55th. Rich Paul and all of them can set up certain things for him to get to a certain spot, and they have. But guess what? When it comes to a second contract and when it comes to a third contract and what his career is going to look like moving forward, because his dad ain't going to be in the league but another year or two.
Yeah.
We'll see you got to be able to earn your keep once you get in. Can you stay in is the point, because his name ain't gonna keep him in there.
No, they got him in the door, but ultimately, it can't keep him there. He's got to show out a little bit. He's got to show that he's got the skills for this. And I think too,
we'll see.
I feel like, and God, there was a tweet that came up this week from LeBron from I think like a year ago, where he was like, "Man, I think he was probably watching Summer League. Bronny's better than most of the guys out on this floor. It's ridiculous. I'm watching this nonsense." And so that popped up again this week, because you also go, okay, how much of Bronny's young life has he been told, you're good enough? You're going to get there. You're better than the guys that are out there right now. You know what I mean? And while that's a dad pumping up his kid, and he may fully believe it, there also has to come a message with that, and he may be getting this message, I don't know. But there also has to come this message of, you can be just as good, if not better than all those guys, if you put in the work, you do the time, you deal with the criticism, you're going to fail, you're not going to do this, you're not going to do that. So I always get wary, too, of not just the idea that he's there because of his dad, but how much of his life has he been told he deserves something. You deserve to be.
Dalton Connect signed a 4-year, $18 million contract with 7.8 guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the deal is. God.
Yeah, he got 3.8 million this year.
Yeah. So he got more than Bronny did. So
yeah.
Okay. Interesting. But I mean, look, and I say all of this to say I don't think any of us wish this kid ill. We all want to see him succeed.
Not at all.
We all want to see this kid succeed. Expectations suck, and he's got arguably the biggest set of them ever, if only because of who he is. It's tough, man. Sucks. We did have a bunch of random deals pop up this week. Did you see what Brunson did?
Yes.
With the Knicks deal? 4 years, $156 million, but he left about $113 million less of guaranteed money he was eligible for on the table.
I'm not surprised.
So that the Knicks can use some of that money, go out and improve their roster.
Mm-hmm.
Good for him. Because he didn't get chump change in this deal, by the way. 4 years, $156 ain't nothing to scoff at. But he could have the fact that there's $100+ million out there that he still could have gotten, that he just said, look, if I do this, I'm going to get my bag, but I'm going to play for a mediocre team. I'd rather cut back a little bit. You don't see that a lot in today's NBA. In sports in general, shit.
Certain players learn from other players. And we're not going to name any players, but there's a bunch of players who sign these big deals saying, fuck y'all, I'm getting mine. And next thing you know, you can't get players on that team because in order to be successful, you need A-list players, who's going to get almost the same or more money than you got. But if you take it all, take Dame Lillard in Portland. You couldn't get nobody else there. You have to trade you just to put you on a team with someone with the same kind of contract as you have in order to be successful. And it's just, I applaud what he's doing, but at the end of the day, I'm like, are you going to get the players? You go to the organization. You better make damn sure you get these players in here because I'm leaving $100 million on the table. So
I'll say this: if I'm going to leave that much money on the table for the betterment of the team moving forward, boy, I want to make sure I'm a marketable player and I can get my money elsewhere off the court to be able to make up for what I'm leaving on the table in New York, because that's a lot of money.
If we are in New York, damn it, I better be the next Bobby Bonilla.
But I'm gonna be paying me for 30 years after I'm done playing. Yeah,
I'm gonna make sure I am marketable to other brands and other things, so where I can make money off the floor, because that's a lot.
I feel like he is though, right?
Not really.
Not really.
Well,
he hasn't won anything.
Right, but right now, is he not the face of New York basketball? Like, who else do you associate with the Knicks as far as
Carmelo,
super high profile? Carmelo Anthony played there in what? How long?
Still Carmelo.
Because Melo was the superstar. There's no superstar on that team. Jaylen Brunson is not a superstar.
He's solely getting there. But he hasn't gotten. I think also wasn't Carmelo is from New York, played in Syracuse. So there's a lot of New York love still on. That was there, So,
but as far as current players go, it's Brunson, right?
Yeah.
A couple years ago, it was Julius Randle. Mm-hmm. But I feel like Brunson is as far as like if you're a brand in New York and you want to work with the Knicks. You want Jaylen Brunson because he's the most upfront marketable star the Knicks have.
Yeah, but I just don't think he's, and I could be wrong, I don't think he's marketable personality-wise, in a sense. Like, his name
he might be. I don't think we've seen enough of him outside of what we know of him in the NBA. You know what I mean?
True.
Look, give the guy a shot. But you're right. I get your point, though. He needs to find a way to make some money aside from basketball, because if he's going to leave that much money on the table, and you better damn well, Rob, to your point, you better damn well have some assurances from the front office. Mm-hmm. You sign this deal, we are going to go get some people. Because if he leaves all that money on the table and the Knicks are what the Knicks were this year, oh shit.
And there's one name I think they may be gunning for too, because I think after a while this person may have to end up, well, I don't know. It'd be tough. But I think if they'll absorb his contract, I think Devin Booker may be one of them guys.
Okay.
I think you don't think so?
No, because Brunson to me, he's a mini Luka. He doesn't make people around him better. Think about it. Luka will get triple doubles. Bronson don't get triple doubles like that. And you think about it, Booker needs to rock.
Mm-hmm.
And Brunson, think about it, he's AI 2.0. Think about the team AI had when he went to the finals. Everybody had a specific role. And you can take that team and say, this guy's this guy, this guy's that guy. He doesn't pass the ball enough for me to play with Booker. He doesn't know how to do that to me. So if I'm Booker, I'm like, I'm good. I don't want to go to New York. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Well, I
don't know if it's about what anybody wants.
Yeah.
I mean,
but I don't know what else you would go out there and get.
They don't. You think about it, they got 5 little guys already that's going to be starting.
Yeah.
Think about it. Now you bring another little guy. They don't need another little guy. They need someone with some size. Now you always talk about you want to absorb a contract. You got to find you a big out there, like Bam. If you could get Bam and add to that team an athletic big who can play multiple positions that will fit in that role, that would be a good person for them. But not Booker, because you still got think about all the little guys they got on that damn team. You doing the Isaiah Thomas thing again, where Isaiah messed up that team and got all these damn little guys.
Yeah.
Bam would be a good fit there, though. Actually,
Bam would be a good fit.
He would be.
What happened to well, at one point in time he was stuck at his house because they couldn't get him because of the snowstorm. But DeAndre Ayton,
where's he at?
He is in Portland.
He got moved to I think it was to the Blazers, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
As young as he still is, because I think he's 24, 25.
We ain't heard shit
He's
from
the
him.
oldest on the Portland Trailblazers.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, he's what's his name, son? Grant.
I just think, I don't know. I mean, he's in no man's land up there because that team isn't any good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so we don't see him much and we don't hear from him much, but I still have some level in belief in his game. I just think he needs to be somewhere where he needs to be in a winning culture. He needs to be he needs to be around some guys that I think can help just kind of build him up in a sense. And Portland ain't that place because he has too much talent and too much ability. Is still very young to just be riding away. Like, he wanted to get out of Phoenix because he wasn't a option. Cool. You go to Portland, to no man's land, that team ain't no good. I just think, I don't know. I just think he needs to be in a better environment in order for him to thrive. At least to me. I could be wrong.
Well,
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. And to your point, we haven't heard anything from him. I mean, I literally just forgot where he played.
It's like certain players like him. He need greatness around him to be great. Because if he got mediocre guys who can't get him in the ball, who don't play very well, it reflects on him. And I think if he went to it, let's say if he went to like the Lakers, we'll be talking how good he is. He went to the Sixers, teams that have great guys that he can like play off and feed off. He's the type of player where he needs that energy from greatness to make him great.
Yeah,
well, it's actually a really good name to throw out. Because I don't know what his contract situation is without looking it up, but you're right in a lot of situations. And right now and that's the other story I keep seeing about the Lakers, is that JJ's out there saying they got to get a big, they got to get somebody, a little bruiser, like a strong 5. And I'm looking around the league and I'm like, how many strong 5s are there? A, that are available. B, that you can lure to play in the system you got. And what kind of system do you have even? Do you even know yet?
To me, they need
Ayton's a good name though.
A big with some muscle, to handle Jokic. So the Lakers, whatever they should do, the team they built, give a damn about everybody else. We don't care about nobody but Jokic. We need to look and analyze every player that's ever played against him and who plays good against him and go after that guy. I know this guy is not a household name, but let's look at Dallas. Go down and let him get Powell. Mm-hmm. People remember Powell was the starter until they got these 2 new guys, Lively and the guy from Washington. He's a strong, athletic big. I ain't saying he's great now, but he's good. That would be a good addition for the Lakers. I think he's a good addition. I watched him play. I like him. I like how he plays, but a lot of people don't. But I think when you get guys like that are willing to do whatever you want to win, you in a good position. I think he's one of those type of players.
Speaking of Aiden's contract, he has 2 years left. This year, 24-25 and 25-26. 26-27, he'll be a free agent. He'll be 28 years old.
What's he making?
So this coming up season, he'll make $34 million.
Okay.
And 25-26, he'll make 35, okay. 35.5.
35 is what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not unreasonable. In today's NBA, that's not unreasonable.
Yeah. You can move him with the new deal. You can move him easily.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
it's a good name,
low,
though. It's a good name. Somebody we haven't talked about in a while.
I just think he has a lot of talent left. I just think he needs to be somewhere where that can be brought out.
Yeah. I mean, I'm debating whether or not we're going to do the 2 shows this week, or we're just going to make this one a monster. Because we could tape a second show to put out to literally the next freaking day. So I'm going to see how much we get through and where we are, and maybe we'll put out a bonus show, or maybe we'll just make it all one show. Who knows? Let's go to Paul Pierce real quick. This was making the rounds all week. This is from Undisputed, which, by the way, Skip Bayless, done. Leaving. No offense. Adios. I think it's probably about all I got to say about Skip Bayless leaving. But I did want to play Paul Pierce on Undisputed, saying it was the 08-09 Lakers that really made LeBron James into who he is.
I truly feel responsible for taking LeBron to that, taking him to that next level, because when he went to Miami, Game 5, Game 6 in Boston, where we had him on the ropes to go back to the finals.
You did.
I think that was the game that took LeBron to the next level, to where his career from that point on.
And was he doing a lot of that against you?
It wasn't a lot against me. I was a little older, so we switched off a little. I guarded him half. Brandon Bass was guarding him. But, I think that right there, Game 6, I believe it was first year in Miami, we was up 3-2 at home. We could go to the finals, and that's when it took him to the next level. And so...
Because he was coming off the terrible finals against Dallas, and that was a do-or-die night for LeBron.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. All right, so Paul Pierce basically taking credit for LeBron winning a title in Miami.
Man, look. Draymond, do we remember when Paul Pierce was still playing, he was sitting on the bench? And remember the words that Draymond uttered to him? Bro, you think they love you like that? They don't love you like that. Who you think you are, Kobe? And I think those words, whether he admits it or not, have been burning his heart for so long.
Oh, yeah.
That he's been willing to do, because he's had a lot of antics, since he's retired. He's been willing to do, say, and be involved in literally anything in order for people to remember him and be at the forefront of people's mind. Dog. Paul Pierce, I understand the truth. He had a hell of a career. He won a title. Boston loves him. But, bro, everybody don't love you like that. To the point where you're going to sit up here and talk about how you helped take LeBron James' career to the next level? Dog, really? Come on now.
All right.
Come on, dog. Y'all go ahead. I don't want to hear
No, that's okay. I'm curious to get Rob's thought on it. That's all.
I laugh when players say they're responsible for other players' careers. Don't you think that person has gotten into the gym, a quote unquote lab, and worked on their games? And for me, give a player his due. Credit him for his success, because he's the one that had the ability to get up when he's tired, had the ability to get up when he's sore, had the ability to get up when it's one of those days when you just don't want to do it, and go in that gym and make yourself better. So anytime a player says that and you didn't play with them, you can say, okay, that's like me saying I made Michael Jordan better because, when he was out, we won those 2 championships when he was in the Rockets. And so he's like, fuck that. I can't let Rob win another ring,
I like this narrative. I say we ride with this narrative. You made Michael Jordan better. Dude, I say we go with this. Don't abandon this. This has merit. This has merit. This may be what gets you to the Naismith. I'm just saying.
I made Shaq better because when we swept him in Orlando, he got pissed off and said, you know what? I'm going to go to the West Coast and get better so I can beat Rob.
Yeah. It's all Rob Horry. He's the key to the whole league. Let me play you this also. So this is a little bit follow-up. This is LeBron James from one of the Miami Heat documentaries about after they won a title, talking about the 08-09 Celtics.
Seeing the Celtics is very, very motivating. Just knowing that team helped me understand the firepower that you need in order to advance, and also how stars have to sacrifice in order for a team to win.
So now he's talking about the Celtics. Mm-hmm. He is not talking about Paul Pierce. No, at no point was he like, Paul's really the guy that pushed me to the limit, and he's really the one that got... No. And to Skip Bayless's credit, I think in the clip before, he's like, and he was doing a lot of that against you, was he? So, like, even Skip was kind of smelling the bullshit on that. So, like, look, there can be teams that you face in your career, you know this better than anybody, Rob, that go, well, shit, if we're going to take that step, we have to do more of what they do. I don't feel like it's a player specifically, though, ever. But you can look at teams and go, look, if we're going to have any success, we're going to watch three guys who are, in their own right, superstars in Boston, have to take sacrifices with how they play or who has the basketball or the amount of time they're on the floor to get over the hump, to work together to win as a team. And I feel like that's kind of what LeBron was looking at, and I think Paul Pierce looked at that and went, oh, yeah, that's me. He's talking about me.
And I think sometimes Paul Pierce forgets, you play with a top 75 guy in KG. Mm-hmm. You play with one of the best three-point shooters.
Right.
And one of the best point guards. I'm like, it wasn't just you, dog. Yeah, no. It wasn't just you.
No, it was Paul. That was all Paul. Anyway, funny audio. He's making his rounds this week. Darius Garland does not want to be traded. This popped up this week as well from Cleveland.com. Darius Garland has made it clear he does not want to be traded from the Cavs. Quote, I don't want to be traded. Those are just rumors. The 24-year-old point guard, he's entering the second year of his 5-year, $197 million contract with the Cavs. I know we talked about a lot of good spots for him. I was kind of surprised he jumped out and just was like, nope, I'm good.
That's saving face.
I was gonna say he's maybe just trying to earn some favor, earn some favor with the new head coach. Maybe
no. That's just for him to want to come out. He's seen all these athletes that come out and say, "Oh, I want to be traded," and they come off as assholes. He's like, "Oh, I don't want to be traded." He's gonna take the flip, and in the back, he's like, "Man, I want to get my ass out of here."
Yes, exactly. When this deal comes through, we're gonna blame this on somebody else. I didn't want this. I didn't want this. Yeah.
Oh man, so I love this kid, man. Playing with his father on the Rockets, and so he needs to get up out of there, man. Because I just think he has so much potential.
He needs to get up out of there.
Yeah.
I feel like there's probably, and we've talked about it, there's a lot better situations for him out there. That's all. But that's a fat contract he's working on too, though.
Yeah.
He got 3 more years and a couple $100 and $40-some million left on that Joker.
Yeah. Hey,
he's only 24 years old, man.
Yeah,
he's super young.
Yeah.
Super young.
Yeah, good for him.
And they still got to pay. They still got to pay Evan Mobley.
Yeah.
Coming up soon. So,
Yeah,
we'll see.
We'll figure that one out. The NBA deal looks like it's done. Secured their $76 billion contracts with ABC, ESPN, NBC, and Amazon over 11 seasons. We had Barkley kind of calling out the league for what that means for fans. Quote, they don't really care anything about how to make the most money possible. We should never put money above the regular fan. Everybody can't afford streaming. There's nothing wrong with streaming. Here comes Barkley with the back pedal. There's nothing wrong with it. But when you just start going to the highest bidder and you're not on regular television, I think you're doing a disservice to the fan. 100% right.
100% right.
100% right on Barkley's part. This is a money grab, and it's never been about anything else. And I don't. To the only thing I can say to Charles's discredit is I don't think they've tried to disguise it as anything but a money grab. Like this will be better for the fan. Like here was the spin this week. The spin was, well, you're going to get an NBA game every day of the week. You're going to be on Mondays on Peacock, Tuesdays on NBC, Wednesdays on ESPN, Thursdays on Amazon, Fridays on either ESPN or Amazon, Saturday on ESPN or Amazon, and Sundays on NBC. How many fucking streaming services do I have to buy to watch all these games, though? You got to have Peacock, you got to have Amazon. Eventually, a lot of cable packages are going to go to streaming. So it's like there's just and I think they're starting to figure this out. There's no like group package, like a cable package that you can buy to cover this. You're going to have to buy 5-6 different streaming services to watch all the shit you want to watch.
Or just buy the NBA package and call it a day.
Yeah, does that cover all this stuff though?
I think it does.
Because I know that MLB's doesn't.
It doesn't?
If you buy MLB.TV, I think it's like $15 a month or $20 a month, whatever it is. If there's games that go to Apple, you can't watch them on there.
Can't watch
If there's games that go to like streaming only, like Amazon, can't watch them on there.
Yeah.
So it's like you get basically the equivalent of what would be on broadcast TV.
I would really love to know what I know. When I say I'm talking about Spectrum signed that was a $3 billion deal with the Lakers.
It was. I remember it being very.
I wonder how
large.
how that affects Spectrum in the sense now that we just signed this deal. Do they get first dibs? Okay, these are the games because I know there's certain games we don't work because that's an exclusive TNT ABC deal. So it's going to be really interesting to see now.
Yeah, they're going to get to pick their games, right?
Yeah.
I imagine the people that spent this kind of money are going to get to sit down with Adam and go, okay, here's the games we want this year. And between ESPN and ABC and NBC Peacock and Amazon, they're all going to be fist fighting over which games they get.
I'm just want to know, are they bringing back the NBC music?
Yes.
It's going to be the same music from back
I don't know
in
if
the day?
it's going to be. Tesh said he's remastering it.
Okay.
So
right.
I don't know. Now I do know. I think they sold that to somebody. I think like somebody else owns it. So I think NBC had to buy it back. If I'm not mistaken, they sold it to a college football or college basketball maybe. I can't. Somebody bought it. One of the conferences bought the rights to it when NBC went away and stopped using it. So I think they had to buy it back. But Tesh said he's remastering it.
Okay.
I feel like you can't. You have to have it, right? You can't bring the NBA on NBC back and not have like. I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? All right, where are we? Oh yeah, we're cruising. We're doing all right. Let's just hammer through a couple of these things so we don't have to put out 2 shows this week, just because it's late in the week. We'll get back to our regular 2 shows and stuff next week. Steph Curry's extension. They're starting to begin their talks with Steph to extend him for life. No surprise there. He's eligible for a 1-year extension in 26 and 27, worth $62.6 million for the season. Yeah. And then he's going to get broke off, I imagine, a nice big fat extension to get him to the end of his career. Nothing shocking there. We did have a question from Stuart. This would have landed in the shoot-around this week for Rob. Do you think John Wall deserves another shot in the league?
It's a young man's game. I think John Wall has the talent, but I don't think he'll ever get another shot because you think about guys not even in the draft that are 23-year-old. They're like, oh, he's too old. And they fall in the draft. John, you're too old because we know what you can do, and teams now are looking for potential. Right. And so they want somebody who can potentially get better, that they can mold him. And look what we created in our organization. This is how we took this guy who was a nobody and made him a somebody. So I don't think he'll get another shot. It's a wrap. He needs to go overseas and play, join Pat Bev overseas.
I was going to say, Pat Bev just did it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, his time is come and gone. I know he's been trying, but he hadn't played in the league since when?
Clippers
last year, and it wasn't last season. He sat it all last season, so it was 23. Played for the Clippers. Yeah.
And so, bro, hey man,
dude, it's not a knock on his game, and it's not a knock on him as a person, or it's not like he's not putting in the work, but dude,
it's a want. The NBA has to want you, and I don't think anybody wants him right now. Even though he has the talent and probably could make someone. We hadn't seen him play, so we don't know what kind of talent he still possesses. But I just think now you get to a point where they want to develop players, and you already develop, and they don't. It's like I say, it's out with the old, in with the new.
And like you said, if you go overseas and you flex some muscle, and then an NBA roster comes up and goes, we got to fill a spot, man. We need somebody coming off the bench that's got some upside. And look what John Wall has done overseas. Yeah. Let's take a flyer on him, give him a 10-day, bring him over, see how he does. I mean, there's potential to find a road back, but just expecting to bust your ass and get on the floor and make a roster, I feel like that's really tough.
Yeah, and with the social media in this day and age, we see what Isaiah Thomas is doing. We see that he's still trying to play, still trying to show.
Still out there.
We haven't seen what you're doing, so you need to get out there and play and put some out there, and because these GMs, they look at social media.
Yeah,
they got kids.
Throw down some
like
tape,
that.
man.
Look,
yeah, get some TikTok highlights going. Something, Did you hear what Enes Kantor Freedom
again
said that he's back up again? Dude's already been bounced from the NBA, but he does not like LeBron. Called LeBron the dictator of the NBA. No other player wants to play with LeBron. You have so many other free agents. No one wants to go play with him because they know it's all about LeBron. They're going to get zero clout, and when the Lakers season fails, LeBron's going to find a player to blame, and if he blames the whole season on you like he did on Russell Westbrook, he's just not a good teammate. I know a dictator when I see one. Bro, what?
Yeah, he's been beefing with LeBron for about
forever.
5-6 years now.
Seems like it. But I don't know LeBron from anybody. Never met him, never talked to him, nothing. Mm-hmm. But I don't get that vibe off him. I mean, I get the vibe that like any big superstar on any team, if you are like the guy, yeah, there's going to be some attitude and a little swagger and a little my shit doesn't stink, but that's a superstar's attitude. But I never got the idea that it was like LeBron blame shifting things to other people consistently. Because he's doing his part.
I think that's just, when you see the situation that's happened with the Lakers as no free agents, nobody wants to go there. It's easy to say that. If you really think about it, for a while people were saying that nobody wants to play with Kobe. You remember that for a while?
Oh yeah, that was a big narrative.
Nobody wants to play with Kobe.
Yeah.
And I just think it was just easy to blame the greats. When your great is down, you want to just kick them and keep them down. And I think, once you play with a guy like a Kobe and LeBron, you realize, oh shit, this makes this so much easier to play. It makes my game easier. And I think he has seen the fact nobody's assigned. So he's like, okay, this is the perfect time to show everybody that I was correct from what I was saying before I left the league. I got banned from the league, that LeBron is a dictator. Nobody wants to play with him.
It's his fault.
It's his fault. And you can see clearly with the Olympics, everybody loves playing with LeBron because he shares the rock.
Yeah, they don't seem to have an issue.
I think you got to take the Team USA thing out of this, though, because I think that's easy in a sense. Those guys, most of those guys have never had an opportunity to team up with them anyway when it comes to the Lakers. Because most of those guys have signed big contracts with the teams that they've been with, and more times than not, even if they wanted to be traded, they could never get to LA anyway. So, you look at any of those guys going down the list. A lot of them are some of them are in their first contract, first big contract. Some of them have had 3 contracts, but none of them have been able to get to Los Angeles, or has LA ever had the money to absorb their contracts or be able to pay them the way that they want. So there's so many different factors, I think, that goes into getting to LA to play with LeBron. If a team has had the control of a certain guy and the guy said, hey, this is where I want to be, that team doesn't have to send them there.
No.
Like we always talked about, the league ain't trying to help the Lakers, and it's been that way for a while now.
Sure.
So even though,
here's and my spin to this extent of it too, though, is not to cut you off, but if getting to LA is part of it, but like if you get there and you're playing with LeBron James is going to expect you to pull your fucking weight. You better play, you better practice hard, you better bust your ass, because guess what, bucko? You're rolling on my legacy now. So you're going to play. And you're going to play hard, and you're going to play well. And if you don't, I have no problem letting you know that you are playing like shit. And he is not the only player in the history of the league to ever put that type of an expectation on his teammates. I mean, you just spoke about Kobe. They have an expectation. This is not about like he's an asshole. This is like, well, if you make it here, to your point B, you get to LA, you better carry the load, bud.
It is.
That's how it goes, man. Certain players and certain teams are going to have that expectation.
Yeah, because those are all, at the end of the day, those are all winners. And winners want you to come in with a winning attitude, not like, oh, I made it to the league, let me put my feet up.
Right.
Also, I think I don't want to say on a lesser end because this is major as well. Guys ain't trying to have all their money be gone because of the LA taxes.
I knew it was coming.
That's a
They not trying to do it.
I almost wore the no state tax shirt today.
I think that's been I think silently that's been so prevalent as of lately over the last so many years. Like, guys really take that into consideration when it comes to, we can get out here, LA, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop, and some guys have houses out there, they vacation out there, whatever.
Yeah.
But as far as that being where I play and, my money being consistently taxed the way that it is once I sign a contract there, I don't know if guys really want to.
God bless your state policies in California. My goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. All right, we'll do one more one more quick story, then big shot, and then we'll play a round of rapid fire. Did you see COPA America fans destroy Hard Rock Stadium?
I saw that.
Holy shit!
No,
they were going the finals of Copa America was Argentina and Colombia, and of course Messi is playing in the game. That ratchets up the attention on it like 500-fold. But there were fans outside the stadium that did not have tickets, that overran security. I mean, broke down barriers, knocked over fences, and they had to delay the game. I think it was like an hour plus, if I'm not mistaken, to get people who were unticketed out of the freaking stadium. There's video of these people going up into the air vents like John McClane in Die Hard, trying to get into the stadium. And I'm not even kidding. They ripped the whole side of an air vent apart, and they're standing on each other's backs. Columbia fans climbing into the freaking air ducts of the stadium. There was an elevator or an escalator that a buddy of mine is the PA announcer at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, was posting pictures of the escalators completely destroyed. I mean, like all the glass is shattered. The rails are ripped off it. It looks like it got hit by a tornado. Fucking crazy soccer fans, man. Trash that place. So my question for you is going to be, what's the craziest, loudest, most rowdiest crowd you've been around? Not necessarily NBA crowd, but just in general.
Oh my goodness. I think the rowdiest crowd had to be when Alabama played LSU.
Oh.
It was, I can't remember.
There's been a few of those.
They were number 1 and number 2.
Yeah, that was what, 09
and it was at Alabama.
Maybe? Might have been 2009, 2010, something like that.
It was right after they had the big tornado that came through there and ripped up Tuscaloosa. And the stadium was jumping and so loud that it registered on the Richter scale as an earthquake. That's how loud and crazy it was. And it was freaking bananas.
College football, man.
Yeah, and other than that, I went to the soccer game in Spain. It was they got the fire going off in the arena, and they like, ole, 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 ole. So those two, basketball is what it is. They only get so loud, but the soccer and the football game are the craziest. Yeah,
and college football, man. Those are Harp, do you remember the craziest crowd that you were a part of? Was it a concert? Was it a sporting event?
Craziest crowd. That's tough.
I'll give you mine because mine is easy because it was when I first got to South Florida. I was in college and one of my buddies got tickets to see Miami FSU, and this was in the old Orange Bowl in Miami, Florida. Now the old Orange Bowl was 2 steps shy of being a high school arena. Like the stands they wouldn't shake. Like when people were getting rowdy, you would stand under them. I think I have video of this somewhere, and you can see them moving. The stands are swaying back and forth as people are jumping and getting rowdy and crazy. The old Orange Bowl got out of control at times in Miami. Out of control. And then they bulldozed it and fucking put the Marlins Stadium on top of it. But and no one goes to that.
I think
that place is that's the biggest empty ballpark you've ever been in.
Wow.
Because Marlins only average I think it's like 13,000 a game, and that's the bullshit number because you go there and there's 4,000 or 5,000 people there in a stadium that's built to hold, upwards of 50.
Well, it's weird. Didn't they win this championship right after they built that?
No.
They won the championship, then they built it.
So they won the World Series in 2003. They went on this wild, out-of-nowhere run. They were the wild card team that year. They beat the Giants. They beat the Cubs. They beat the Yankees. They win the World Series. A year later, they dismantle the entire team. And then to make up for dismantling the team, they buy the old Orange Bowl, and they build a gajillion-dollar stadium there. And then the only player they had of any consequence at the time was when Giancarlo Stanton was still Mike Stanton.
Mike Stanton, yeah.
And then he went to the Yankees, and you can't buy a crowd at that stadium. It's bad, dude.
I would say for me, it's a couple of crowds. I forget what year it was, but it was one of the Falcons Saints games, and
that's an unruly crowd.
Yeah, boy, I can remember sitting in like the upper level of the Georgia Dome, and this has happened when the Bucks have come to town too, but this is specifically with the Saints. I've seen to the left of me, I've seen women fighting, literally. To the left of me, I've seen men fighting. I've seen men fighting women.
No.
Up in the stands. Saints fans versus Falcons fans, they just swinging on one another, pulling each other down the steps. Hey, stop pulling on that woman like that. Somebody else get involved. It's been crazy. Because obviously I was there, Falcons fan or Saints fan. You know how people, ever since Katrina and a lot of people from New Orleans have moved to Atlanta and they've stayed, there's just always been this beef, even outside of the Falcons-Saints rivalry. So anytime people come together, you're a Saints fan or you're from New Orleans and you coming into Atlanta or vice versa, there has always been this beef. And it's like that every game. So you just never know what you're going to see when the Saints come to town or when the Falcons go to New Orleans.
When the Saints come marching in.
When the Saints come marching in. The wigs go flying and fists are swinging when the Saints go marching in.
One more atmosphere. Georgia, Ohio State a couple of years ago in the Peach Bowl.
Oh, my goodness.
New Year's Eve.
In the new stadium.
Yes.
That was the one that went to overtime. Or did it go to – no, it went down to the final kick of the game, right?
Yes, and in the final kick of the game where Georgia won, it struck midnight for the new year.
Yeah,
that was dope. So, and that crowd was absolutely amazing.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah.
I do like the rowdy crowds. Dude, you're right, though. Falcons Saints, that's one of the ugliest crowds ever. Ever. All right, let's do Big Shot of the Week and let's play our game. Big Shot of the Week is going to go to Juan Dominguez. Juan Dominguez is 26 years old. And unfortunately, became a triple amputee when he was struck by an IED while serving in Afghanistan. So he's part of our brave military. He lost his right arm below the elbow, both his legs. The problem is he was a guitarist. So there's a program in the Army I didn't know about called the Music Corps. And they set him up with a specialized drum kit and taught him to play a new instrument. You get to play the drums. So what does he do? Well, he gets together with a couple of guys who are recovering at Walter Reed Medical Hospital, and they start a band. So they have other guys that have served in the military and lost limbs. They have a band called The Resilient. And The Resilient has released 3 original tracks, 7 new songs on the way, and an album scheduled now to drop in September. So this dude went from losing his limbs on an IED in the military to releasing his first ever album with a bunch of other military guys. Dude, big shot. Good for you, because that's freaking dope.
That's so cool, man.
Learn to play a whole new instrument. Freaking cool, man.
Resilience.
I love it.
And never die attitude. You love it, man.
Nah, that's cool, man. All right, well, let's.
Thank you for your service, more importantly.
Oh God, yes. All these people. Thank you so much for what you do. All right, let's play some rapid fire. You know how rapid fire works, right, Rob? Are you here? Are you with me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I check on you every now and then because your internet will freeze, so I don't know. If I don't see you move for a minute, I gotta poke the cow. Oh no, he's there. He's good. He's moving. Oh no, he's stuck again. Yeah. All right, so I'm just gonna give you guys 60 seconds. We'll just hammer through the questions. We'll see how you do. Robert Horry, it is your show. Do you want to go first or do you want to go second?
I like to go first to put the pressure on B.
Like to load up the pressure on Harper. I like it. All right. All right, let's get Oh, I got to get you 60 seconds. Hold on. Let me go find my 60 seconds. I wasn't prepared for this. I should have been. I'm the one who put the damn show together. But yet here I am, unprepared. All right, here we go. 60 seconds on the clock. And here we go. Fender or Bender, which is a guitar company that makes the Stratocaster?
Bender.
Fender, correct. What 80s boy band originally featured Ralph, Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike?
New Edition.
Very good. An ice cream bar with a polar bear on its label shares the name with what region in the Yukon?
Oh, crap. Shit. I can't think of it. Pass.
Klondike. What former Daily Show correspondent hosts the HBO comedy show Last Week Tonight?
Stewart.
No, John Oliver. Released in 2006, what Nintendo gaming system featured a wireless remote and motion sensor technology?
I don't know.
The Nintendo Wii. What brand of fabric softener introduced its iconic teddy bear mascot to Americans in the 1980s?
Snuggles.
Snuggle, correct. Drake's One Dance was the first song to reach 1 billion plays on what streaming service? The answer was Spotify. Not a great round from you. See, 1, 2. You missed Klondike. You missed Wii, and you got Snuggleberry. You got 3. Ooh, Harp. It's prime for the taking, buddy.
Yeah, depending on what the questions are.
Exactly.
What's the square root of 9,000,000? No, all right. Let's give Harp 60 seconds. See how he does here. The Live Wire is a quiet, all-electric motorcycle produced by what iconic American company?
The Live Wire?
It's an electric motorcycle produced by what iconic American company?
I don't know.
Harley Davidson.
Oh, Davidson!
The mythological creature, the Griffin, has the head of an eagle and the body of a what?
Lion.
Correct. Used by pilots over radio, what common first name means message received?
Over?
Roger.
Oh, Roger.
In Charlie Brown's animated Halloween special, Linus waits in vain for what imaginary character?
I can't remember.
The Great Pumpkin.
Great Pumpkin.
What's the only planet in our solar system named for a female figure in mythology?
Venus?
Time, it is Venus.
It is Venus.
Late. Yeah, you came in late.
I got one.
You got one, bro.
It's funny how I knew most of those.
But yeah, I know. And you snaked on all the other stuff.
I don't know why I said Rover. I don't know why I said over. It definitely is Roger.
Roger. Yeah. What common first name means message received?
I thought Harley Davidson, but it just didn't come out.
Is the Great
Sometimes
Pumpkin?
it won't come out. It's right there.
Yeah. Is the Great Pumpkin before your time? Did you ever watch The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, or is that before your time?
What year was that?
Oh God, that was probably what, the 80s? The Great Pumpkin.
Before my time.
We were in middle school in The Great Pumpkin.
I was born in 90.
Yeah, but that's way before your time still.
Okay, yeah. So The Great Pumpkin a little bit before you. All right.
You was born in the 90s. We graduated in college in 92.
Graduated high school in 96. Rob already had 2 NBA titles?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Harp, you get to go first in round 2.
Oh, joy.
Well, have a little positivity, man. Come on.
do.
All right.
Yay.
Load him. Oh, God. This is not going to go well. All right, here we go. Long before LeBron James, the initials LBJ referred to what U.S. president?
Oh, Lyndon B. Johnson.
Correct. The tallest building in Chicago, the Willis Tower, was originally named for what retail company?
Sears.
Correct. Breakfast or dessert, when would you traditionally be served crepe Suzette?
Breakfast.
Dessert. Philosopher Lao Tzu is credited with the saying, a journey of 1,000 miles must begin with a single what?
Step.
Correct. What beloved side dish from Ore-Ida was introduced as the National Potato Convention in 1954?
Side dish?
Yes. From Ore-Ida.
I don't know.
Tater tots.
I prefer French fries.
What larval state insect shares its name with a leading U.S. manufacturer of construction equipment?
Caterpillar.
Correct. I
got 4.
4. Good.
See, I could have got 5 because
tater tots.
Tater tots, man.
Tater tots are cool, but they're not French fries.
I don't like tater.
I will not stand for tater tot slander on this show. I will not.
They take tater tot. It's just one place I had. They take the tater tot, they smash it down, and they put it in your breakfast burrito. It's so freaking good.
Yeah.
Like
That
using hash
good.
browns.
Yeah,
they put that.
But now I will. Here's the thing, though. If it's between tater tots and hash browns, it's hash browns. Like I'll never pick against hash browns.
There's no difference.
What do you mean? There's no difference?
There's no difference. There's no real difference between tater tots and hash browns.
Well, it's just
like
the shape.
Right. It's no different.
Well,
They taste the same.
I think the tater tots are crispy through and through, and
Tater tots a little more potatoey. Hash
Yeah.
browns. Yeah. All right.
I don't like either, so
There you go.
but I will eat it in my burrito.
Well, yeah, if you smash
My
anything
breakfast
down
burrito.
enough, Rob will eat it. There you go. All right. Let's give him 60 seconds. All right, you got to be 4, Rob. You got to be 4.
I gotta be 4.
Yeah, you do. What luxury automaker's cars feature a hood ornament named Spirit of Ecstasy, which depicts a woman leaning forward in the wind?
Bentley.
Rolls-Royce. What's the only U.S. state capital with the letter X in its name?
Atlanta. I don't know.
You played there, Phoenix. In the industrial average known as the DJIA, what do the letters DJ stand for?
Disc jockey.
Dow Jones. Leather or lace? What's a traditional gift for a 3rd anniversary?
Leather.
Yes, it is. Good job. What movie franchise features a mask-wearing serial killer named Michael Myers?
Halloween.
Correct. What's the 2-word term for the generation born between 1946 and 1964?
Baby boomers.
Correct. What's
Come on.
in what holiday movie? Oh,
yes.
Look at you. Victory lap.
Man,
Let's see.
Because he was rolling too, boy.
Yeah, if you got a second. Let's see what you got. You missed Rolls-Royce. Phoenix, bro. Phoenix.
I couldn't even think it.
You didn't know the DJIA, the Dow Jones Industrial Average. You got leather, you got Halloween, you got baby boomers. You got 3. That's Harp. All right. Last round, tiebreak round.
We should have, if we end in a tie, we should be able to steal one.
If you end in a tie, we're just going to go back and forth till one of you gets one wrong.
Okay.
So, all right, but here we go. Last round.
Let's go.
Rob's up first.
Let's go.
Load him up. He sounds ready. In what holiday movie does Ralphie's dad win a major award that's a leg lamp?
I don't know.
A Christmas Story. It's on for 24 hours every year. For whiskey to be called bourbon, it must be produced in America and be made from 51% what?
Wheat.
Corn. Close. With hits like Straight Up, what pop star headlined Las Vegas residency called Forever Your Girl?
Paula Abdul.
Yes. Who was the first U.S. president born in Hawaii?
Obama.
Barack Obama, correct. According to the nursery rhyme, what did the itsy bitsy spider crawl up?
The water spout.
Correct.
He sang the
Up
song.
or Sideways. Up or Sideways, which was one of the top grossing animated films of 2009? Correct. What makeup brand uses the iconic slogan, "Y'all"?
He got 4.
You get 4. Easy, breezy, beautiful.
Dang, I got to be 4.
Oh, can I answer that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Maybelline?
No, it's CoverGirl.
I don't know.
Yeah, well.
All right, Harp. You got to beat 4.
All right.
Or you got to get 4 to go to the tiebreaker. Let's see how it goes. The original slogan for the U.S. Forest Service mascot Woodsy the Owl was "Give a hoot, don't what?"
I don't know. Take a poop.
Don't pollute. Jesus Christ.
Oh, I was close.
What? Don't take a poop. What U word is a Eastern European nation where Mila Kunis was born?
Ukraine?
Correct. According to Taco Bell, upgrading your crunchy taco to a country taco supreme adds tomatoes and what other topping?
Cheese?
Sour cream.
Oh, I don't like it anyway.
Leatherback and red-eared slider are species of what common shelled reptile?
Shelled reptile? Turtles?
Yes. A small stream or a big fight. What are you in if you find yourself in a Donnybrook?
Small stream.
A big fight.
Well, of course.
According to the idiom, how much is someone willing to pay you for your thoughts?
A penny.
Yeah, and then it was a penny and $1 late, and a day late, and
And $1 short.
That's what it is. Yeah, there you go. So what'd you get? You got let's see.
2.
Give a hoot, don't take a poop. That's the name of this week's show right there.
When he said that,
Give a hoot, don't take a poop. What are you talking about? That's amazing. All right, well, that's a show. Good job, guys. A little long this week, but it was a makeup for everything we missed. And since there's no bonus show tomorrow, we'll holler at you next week.